you wake the crowd. F'nAround, stop the day. Rats and raves, we got something to say.
Welcome back to F'nAround in the morning. This is December 12th, and I'm Joe.
What's up, everybody? It's JJ. What's the word? Good morning, good morning.
How are you doing this morning over there?
Man, the throat's getting better, so I'm a happy camper.
So that means you're not getting any more action because she doesn't like the voice anymore.
No, yeah, Angela's kind of giving me the cold shoulder now. I'm fucked.
You're getting the cold shoulder, I'm getting the cold weather. We're back below 32.
Damn. Oh, my God. It's beautiful out here, dude.
Dude, I don't get it. Like, we have beautiful days. I'm out there. I didn't even have the winter coat on anymore. I didn't have all the layers of socks. I was back down to one pair of socks, a nice little hoodie. And then today, it was like, 20-some degrees, feeling like 15 or 19, something like that. And I'm like, man, I was just getting used to it.
Jesus, fuck, yeah. I mean, that's the one thing, like Chicago during the wintertime, it's fucking cold. So when you get them really nice fucking days, you really appreciate it. But then, bam. You're back down like smackdown snow might be coming the next day.
You never know. Like one day you're slipping on ice, the next day you're outside in the bathing suit. I still remember, was it years and years ago, I was outside on January 1st. Back when I lived in your family's apartment building with Brian, remember?
Mm-hmm,
it was like, It was January 1st. We're hungover. We threw a party the day before. You ever remember the pictures when he was wearing the pink salmon suit? And we're barbecuing out front in shorts and beaters.
Man, me and Joey Leonard were just talking about that apartment yesterday. Dude.
Really? Oh, that's funny.
If them fucking walls could talk, my boy.
We'd all be in prison.
Most definitely.
Or we'd be on some dark web, like crazy shit.
Yeah. Yeah, and no, we didn't kill anybody or nothing like that. We were just stupid fucking kids.
Very stupid.
Yeah, very stupid fucking
But old
kids.
habits die hard. We're
me. Fuck that. I'm still an idiot.
No, that's what I'm saying. Old habits die hard. That's why I'm saying it. But the difference is, before we were stupid to ourselves, now we're stupid to everybody else. We're showing how stupid you are.
Yeah, like my best friend, what's his name over there? Governor Pritzker, Pillsbury Doughboy. That's my boy. Listen, dude, I know I attack you a lot, bro. Don't take it personal. If you did your job better, we wouldn't be doing that. So it's your fault. It's not a me thing. I'm doing my job perfectly. Joey, what's my job?
Talk shit and talk the truth.
So am I doing my job?
Yes, you are.
Okay. Pritzker, if you did your fucking job, I wouldn't be going in on you so hard. It's inspiration. Bro, I'm trying to help you. Okay?
It's called constructive criticism with the microphone.
I'm pushing you. So speaking a little bit, before we dive into everything, right? We obviously know today is Mom's birthday.
Yes, it is.
My mom, your mom.
Happy birthday, Mom.
Happy birthday, moms. We love the fuck out of you guys, even though we're probably the biggest headaches that you guys have had to deal with.
Oh, beyond the biggest. Oh, my God. You'll love this one. So she still signs cards to me for my birthdays and Christmas. Sometimes she signs it as Satan or the devil as a joke. So when I answer the phone to her, she'll hate that I say it. But all the time I say, Hail Satan or Hail Lucifer.
Hail Satan.
Because back in the day, we both know we were problem childs. We'll admit it. We were horrible. We were just talking about all the stupid shit we did. She used to call me the spawn of Satan. She goes, you're so evil, you're the spawn of Satan. So one time I got smart and made a joke to her. I'm like, Mom, if I'm the spawn of Satan and we don't speak ill of the dead, that means Dad wasn't the devil. And we all know he wasn't the devil. That means you're the devil. So if I'm the spawn of Satan, you're the devil. So it became this whole on-running joke, which is now it's all in love, right? It's all for fun. And we joke about it. But that's why I always answer when I talk to her, Hail Satan or Hail Lucifer or how's it going? Because of the fact of that one little joke, all of a sudden I clicked in my head, wait, you would never call Dad the devil. And so it's got to be you.
It's got to be you.
But I never did it.
He's got a point, Miss Phelan.
Yeah, but don't forget, I never denied I was the spawn of Satan. there was no denying that point.
So now the question is, Karen, are you Satan?
I think she's going to plead the fifth on that one.
Most definitely. No. All joking aside, though, Karen is a sweetheart, dude. She's the absolute best.
But so is your mom.
Midge.
Your mom is too.
Midge is a saint for dealing with what she's had to deal with her entire life. So,
but yeah, I will give it. Your mom had to deal with a lot more. Yeah, I was bad and I was brutal, but I was only 50% of the problem she had to deal with. She had to deal with all three of you guys.
Oh my God, top to bottom.
Top to bottom. So, all three of you guys were troublemakers.
Yeah,
Ryan was the saint. Look at my brother. He was the saint.
Huge shout out to the moms, though, dude. Huge shout out to the moms. We love you both. Thank you for honestly supporting us on this crazy ass venture, even though we all know we got to be careful, right? But either way, they both support the shit out of what we're doing. And we couldn't ask for better mothers. You know what I'm saying? We have We have the best.
Right. Completely agree. And by the way, if you're watching, this is where we turn our heads and go, hey, we said it. You guys can go back. You can put the guns down now.
Yeah, right.
We said our piece. We said happy birthday.
Yeah, we said happy birthday. And make sure that on our birthday we get good presents.
Exactly. Or Christmas. I mean, it's right here.
Christmas is around the corner, dude. And I still believe. If you don't believe, you don't receive.
Dude, one of my older sisters told me that when I was a little kid. You only receive if you believe.
Yep. My mom still tells us.
Yep.
My mom still tells us. I'm 35 almost. I'm 35. Yeah, I forgot my age for a second. Holy fuck. I'm 35. Wait, no, and I'm not even 35. Damn, I'm an idiot. I'm 34. So still to this day, dude, my mom, look at the goofy. He didn't even know his own age. I know everybody loves that shit.
I guess not. I've done this so many times myself too, but it's usually like when I'm at a bar and someone asks me how old you are. I'm like,
dude, I'm sober.
I
didn't even smoke today.
That's why it's funny.
I haven't even smoked. So yeah, it's something in my family where when we start like acting like Santa isn't real, my mom really there won't be gifts for you, right? Like my mom still marks Santa on majority of the fucking gifts. So yeah, it's Christmas time and we need some good presents. Yeah. I like marijuana if anybody's interested.
I got a couple of heads I want delivered to me that I can put on pikes in front of the house.
Oh, but we just can't do that yet.
Come on, there's got to be another way to do it. I like those pikes. Remember that back in the day?
You know what we do? We should just put pikes behind you, right?
With heads?
And get pictures.
Yeah, pictures of the heads we want. Like go for them. We can start putting X's on them after we go after them.
Yeah.
And then we can.
I want to circle back.
And then we can put Vadim right here too. And so I could turn back and start asking him, hey, can I hit this one yet?
With a picture of him like this.
Yeah. Like Buddy Jesus from Dogma. Great movie, by the way.
So I want to circle back to something, right? We were talking about your mom a little bit before the episode this morning because like everybody knows, dude, me and Joey wake up, call each other after we get moving, and we just kind of see how because we don't talk too much at night, right? Joey's got too much shit going on, so it's kind of text messages. And
ever since I stopped hitting the bars and hitting the bottles, I actually go to sleep at decent times because I get up at horribly early times to do my miles.
Yeah, so if anybody's trying to like fuck up his schedule, just blow him up late at night and tell him you got information for the podcast and he's going to be forced to stay awake. So if anybody wants to fuck with Joe, I can leave his number on social media if anybody wants.
Yeah, look how tired I was after the Prentice interview.
Oh my God, dude.
I was like dying.
Yo, dude.
By the way, that post you did, that post you did with the picture and everything, that was a great post, by the way.
Dude, and you're gonna like this, bro. And I legitimately I apologize for not telling you because I'm wrong for this. Man, my throat. Prentice got a letter.
Oh, nice.
Prentice got a letter from somebody that watched the podcast and had a family member in the same situation, not as many years.
Okay.
Right. And they reached out to him and basically just told him like, hey, listen, keep your fucking head up. It was a very positive message, dude. And I think we touched a little bit on this during the interview with him. I don't think people understand how much that stuff means.
Yeah, and just that one letter of acknowledgement. I mean, there's no waves, there's no big publicity, no viral sensation, but the fact that one person sent it out and listened to it, it means that work he did to talk to us, the work we did to put it out, at least it means something to him. And somebody had that story resonate in their heart, which is a great feeling for me personally. It means we did the right thing because somebody was affected by it. Hopefully there's some case law or something that they could pull up from that person's case that could help him.
Yeah. And just to give everybody a little, I mean, not everybody, knows what it's really like in there, right? But when they come and give you mail in a prison that he's in, right? It's basically just somebody coming to your door, tapping on the door and saying, Fontano mail. You know what I'm saying? So, when you haven't got that, because I've been there, dude, I'm not going to lie to you. I've been there. I've done bits where people just completely forget about me, which fucking happens all the time. Right. And when you don't get mail, you're kind of like sitting on your bunk and shit while you're locked down waiting for it because you memorize the mail time. The mail time's the same every day. So the excitement in his voice when he called to tell me about the mail, he was like, dude, I got a piece of mail. Like somebody actually wrote me to tell me to keep my head up. Right, man. I can't even. It doesn't do it any justice describing it on camera because the feeling is amazing.
So I couldn't even imagine what he's going through with that or getting the mail. But the closest thing I could do is when I did the boot camp in the Marines. Like every time I got a letter, and don't forget that was nowhere near 30 years. That wasn't even a year. That was like 3 fucking months, right, for the boot camp. Yeah. But like, so the people who wrote me letters every day, which I still remember to this day, right? My mom, my grandma Roro, Brian's mom, and Serena. The 4 of them wrote me letters every day. So,
Serena, good old Serena. Shout out to Martini Catholic, dude. Yep. Serena, good people, man. Haven't seen her in a long time.
In that situation, those letters meant so much to me. And that was a short period of time with a lot of mental stress on me. But like, switch it to him. 30 fucking years of way more stress, way more issues. I mean, the things he has to deal with, yeah, it blows what I dealt with out of the water. Because the mental trauma, the mental stress, and the time, like, it would destroy anybody, in my opinion. Like, I can't read in, but you would probably know better. Like, you know what I mean?
Man, dude.
I at least know that the drill instructor that's beating my fucking ass and hitting me in the head with the rifle isn't going to kill me.
Yeah. And legitimately is doing it for your best interest, right? I mean, they're trying to help you when you're in boot camp.
They're trying to make you stronger.
But it's still the same concept, though, Joe. It's not necessarily like, it doesn't really get down to like where you are, right? Not as much as people think. Like, yeah, you're in prison, but I have to believe in my heart of hearts that Prentice has accepted that he's in prison, right?
Right.
But it's the not having it, right? So even in boot camp, right, you don't have mom to just call, right? You can't just go to mom when things are bad, or Roro, or anybody, all the above, right?
Rest in peace, Roro.
Yeah, rest in peace, Roro. So it's a surreal feeling, and you understand it. I don't care if it's boot camp or not, dude. You love your family, so you're not some outcast that doesn't have family. You're a very close, tight knit, extremely, mind you. Joey's family is extremely, like, I thought my family was close. The Phalens are a whole nother level. So,
even though we keep getting bigger.
yes. And when you have that, right, and it's taken away from you, I don't care what it is. I don't care if you went on a backpacking trip through Europe. I don't care about none of that, right? It's just not having it accessible as easy anymore is what hits you right here, right? So, major props to my boy for keeping his head up, and I'm telling you, dude, his energy is out of this world, Joe. We got to get him on another episode so that people can see the difference in the couple of weeks of just what it did. But not to get lost off on him, dude. I just totally
real quick, can you see ask him next time you talk to him if he can do something with this app on?
I did.
Okay.
I already did. One step ahead of you. So perfect. I believe he's got Riverside.
Oh, perfect.
Right? And I think we're in the position now, because my main concern, and I know our as a company's concern, was him getting in trouble.
Yes.
Right? Listen, I don't give a fuck. Come after me for doing the interview. Vadim's going to get you situated and put you in his back pocket, right? I ain't tripping, right? But for him, it was concern for his safety and his mental and physical well-being, right?
Correct.
So I think, to be honest with you, dude, he was the other night when I was talking to him, I'm like, yo, can you call me from the tablet? And he was like, the tablets are being updated, but you know what, dude, I don't even care no more. He's like, if these people are going to come after me, I know you guys are out there fighting for me, so I ain't tripping. You guys got my back. And then ever since you guys have gotten my back, more and more people are doing things. So, like, he just released a video of him talking to a teenager trying to help him.
Yep.
Dude, I mean, this guy's just... he's doing amazing things. We're going to definitely dive into him more on a different episode, but I felt bad that I forgot to tell you that, because I'm not going to lie to you. I think you should that to you, my boy.
It's you as well. But he reached out to me, but you connected with him. That interview wouldn't have worked without that connection.
Your idea to put the contact, I didn't think of that. You put his inmate information, because remember, you're the one that told us that you can't find him in the system because it was spelled wrong. So you had to go and put the proper information so that people can really contact him. For all we know, people are looking him up before he met us.
Hey, we got to give flowers to that to Tink, the due diligence team.
Tink with a ton of research, dude. She did great. You guys both did really great on making sure that if anybody wants to help, They have every bit of information they need. So
will you do me a favor when this is done? Write a whole LinkedIn thing about that. I think we should share that
of
about
course,
that story
no
with his
problem.
contact again on it in case other people want to send him stuff.
Absolutely no problem. I will
Perfect.
get on top of that as soon as we get done.
Sorry
with
for
this,
that sidetrack. We had to.
but he was very happy. So I apologize that I didn't let you know. We've just had a lot going on.
No,
So,
I get it, but yeah, I mean, you had the Santa stuff yesterday, and I get that. So, but
Yeah.
I'm just happy to hear it, and I'm glad I heard it on air because that means they could actually hear how much it means to both of us these things are happening.
Yeah, and trust and believe, we're not giving up, guys. So, just so everybody knows, we don't have no dog in that fight.
None.
There's
Doesn't
nothing
we
that
get no
nothing
benefit
that
out of
comes
it.
from it. We have not asked Prentice for $1. We actually are trying to see if we can get his defense fund, the money. I mean, this isn't for us, dude.
No,
it really isn't. So, if anybody's listening that hasn't seen the episode, right, go back, check it out. It's a great one. It's a little bit long. We understand, right? But breaking it down is nothing wrong with that. So go back, check it out, and see what's good with it. It's something that a lot of people can resonate with. I'm telling you, this is a problem all across America, not just with Prentice, dude.
Agreed.
But back to what, because I got sidetracked with Prentice.
So it's a good sidetrack.
So I had a question though, right?
Yeah.
So,
shoot it.
You know, we were talking about moms.
Yeah.
Right. What's been Karen's position on politics?
Well, my family's always been in politics, but never fully delved in. I mean, you know, unions and everything else and working with government stuff. So she's a big fan of politics and she's heavily involved. I mean, I am too.
What
honestly.
is her position on where politics is going in the city of Chicago right now? Or state of Illinois. My bad, state of Illinois.
I don't know that one. Don't want to answer that one.
Look at you. I tried to get you.
You're trying to get me. You do forget, though, my first internship was with a political party back in the day.
Yeah.
So I interned with the Republican Party when I was in college.
Mm-hmm.
And I was a fully Democratic family. So my mom literally told me, like, in order to understand one side, you have to understand both sides. It's best to understand every side of every angle you're going at to understand the side you're supposed to be on.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's respectable, dude. I tried to get you. Karen, got to give your son props. He did his thug thizzle. I tried to bait him. I'll get him one of these days, though, Karen.
One of these days, you'll get me.
No, but we touched on this, dude. Karen's devoted to the, let's just say,
community.
the city of Chicago, right?
Yep.
I'm not going to break it down into red, blue person. You know what I'm saying? I just know that she really cares. So, Karen, if you ever decide to run, I'm your man.
Oh, there's one big problem why she can't run.
Why?
The 180-pound skeleton right here. Her skeleton's not in the closet.
I'm telling you, bro, they would have a field day with your background, bro.
Oh, my God. They'd love it.
You'd be all over every tabloid.
I'd be all over Hunter. I'd be like Hunter Biden for her.
Oh, my God, dude. Oh, my God, you're right. Dude, now we got to get her to run, bro. I'm sorry. I got to convince her.
Just so I can get a pardon. Just so I can get a pardon for the crimes I'm going to commit.
Fuck yeah, dude. And that guy's super fucking famous. We've talked about this a million times, dude. The fact that he's a piece of shit made him famous. So now we can make your past life where you were a piece of shit, we can make you famous, bro. And then you can do crack with whores on camera.
Yeah, I'm good on that one. That's one of those. That's one of those paths I did not want to travel down.
Yeah, but now seeing as how it pays to do these things, right? Do you mind maybe grabbing a couple prostitutes or escorts? Sorry, I didn't mean to call you guys prostitutes. A couple escorts and doing some crack on camera, maybe?
Well, they could do the crack. I'll sit there and enjoy a coffee. I have no issues with having a nice conversation and interviewing them.
Fun.
I mean, clothes
what
are
type of skeleton in the closet are you, Joe? See?
Yeah, well, clothes are optional in the interview, though.
Oh, so you're going to be naked. Okay.
I didn't say me. I mean, no one wants to see me.
Well, listen, the world does, Joe. You're a beautiful human being.
We'll run it like Howard Stern. They stay naked, and I sit there and I laugh.
You're fully clothed while they're all naked. Nice. No, but that's a solid point, though, because I've always been curious, dude. I mean, any position, and I'm not saying run for governor, right? I'm saying, like, your mom's just always been so embedded in the city, and she could truly make a difference right now.
But let's go back to most of the families on Taylor Street, right? Sadly, most of them would be great in politics, but then look at you, me, and all of our friends. Would any of our families that we grew up with want to go public with us and our friends as the headline?
You know, I'm not gonna lie to you. Probably not. I mean, I can tell you right now. I've had some trouble in the neighborhood, right? And for whatever reason, my grandfather always was the first one to know before the fucking cops do. So, when I could just see the look on my grandfather's face, and now it kind of makes sense. All the Fontanos, besides myself and my family, are all fuck ups anyway. So now it makes sense why we weren't in politics, because they all suck.
Because your grandpa would have been great in politics.
Oh my God, he would have been amazing.
Yep.
He would have been amazing. Yeah. No, but that's a solid point though. So I understand where Karen's coming from, and I get it. And then I do also understand how we probably, shouldn't really talk too much about, her position. So it does make sense, because she is one of those ones that truly does care. Like, Karen doesn't care about policy and politics for money, right? That's not what she does it for. She isn't looking for the big war chest. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's one of those people. Yeah, I know. If you get one, we want. But, she's always been about good stuff. So I was just curious. I figured I'd try to trick you, but it didn't work. So I'll try again next
That'd have been a great birthday gift for you, by the way. I just tricked your son on air to talk about your shit.
Don't worry. I'm going to get you. I'm trying again next week. I ain't going to fucking lie to you. I'm going to try again next week. You better be ready to deal with it. I'm going to catch you on a day where I'm actually, you know what? I'm going to wait till you
I'm gonna catch you hard. I'm gonna catch you hard in some big asses on Instagram. I'll get it over to Ange.
There you go. Oh wait, no, you're gonna get me in trouble. What are you doing? My wife's psycho, bro.
Remember back in the day where everything you hearted that everybody else saw on Instagram?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, look it. Now Angela's gonna listen to this, and then she's gonna fucking cut me in my sleep.
Or she's gonna be going through your phone while you're sleeping and seeing who you're liking.
She does that. Listen, she got full access to that bitch. She don't listen. These women, they gotta come with something fucking. Listen, this broad better be a goddess and fucking invincible and never dying to take me away from my wife. I don't care what nobody says. That's the best thing that's ever happened to me. So, so that all makes sense. Shout out to my wife too. I love you, baby. But another thing we're going to talk about. What is your mom's position on this tent city stuff?
I don't know her. I don't know her position on it, and I wouldn't speak to it if I did. But I know my position on it.
I can't get you with nothing. I tried again. God
I know you did. It wasn't even next week yet. But my position on the thing. Now, don't forget, right off Roosevelt and off the Roosevelt exit for the expressway, they had that big, massive section of Tent City. Right over there, we could see the Binnies. I mean, it was perfect location. So it worked out great. They had all these tents right by Binnies. Do whatever you wanted. Right up the expressway. Everyone could see it. They even put porta potties out there, and they had to move the Maxwell Street Market because that was there. That's how bad and big it got.
When I lived there, I used to take clothes there. I used to drop off clothes there. So they literally had a mayor. Bro.
Oh yeah, it's insane how it is. But right before the DNC, they removed it, put up a fence for almost $1 million. That's like 20 feet in the air. This giant steel fence that you can't even get in because it was out of sight, out of mind. It's almost like they did the bridge in '96 for the DNC the last time. So they're not there anymore, and they moved them and they relocated them.
So when we say they, you know how I'm coming. Are we talking about Pillsbury and his counterpart in the mayor's office?
Yeah, I'm guessing. That's it.
Yeah, we ain't no guessing. Yeah. Pritzker, you fat fuck. You spent $1 million on a goddamn fence.
I don't know the exact number, but it was pretty far up there. If you look it up, it was hundreds of thousands.
Even if it didn't cost $1 million, he wrote $1 million down on the invoice so he could pocket the rest. Okay? We all know. Come on.
But this is where it gets funny because I just realized this the other day. So if you go a little further down, like when you're
blurry again, sorry people.
Yeah, when you're going down, driving on the expressway, and you're coming up from Indiana, right, and you're getting off on Roosevelt. If you're getting off on the Roosevelt exit, if you look in your rearview mirror, you realize that tent city that was right there in the open off the expressway is now in the middle of the side of the street, right there next to the expressway on Rubel, going south of Roosevelt, and they're all just lined up there. So instead of being this whole little grass area, now it's lined up on the side of the street. And you can just see it behind you, out of sight, out of mind. Because how many people do you know really go up Rubel right there over by that furniture place?
Oh yeah. No one. No one. Yep.
Absolutely.
Man, that's fucking crazy. I mean, it's getting. I got a call last night from one of the listeners, right? And they were like, "Hey, did you hear about this stuff in Garfield Park?" I was like, what do you mean? What the fuck's not going on? I mean, there's always been bullshit the past fucking 15 years that I've been rotating around there, right? But I guess that it's now turning into another tent city for these immigrants.
Oh, wow.
Right? Because let's be realistic, dude. The tent city's always been there over in the neighborhood, right? And low key, they've never really bothered anybody, right? They were always there. Is it an eyesore for the neighborhood area? Yes. Okay, it is. But now it's not just like Chicago's homeless, right?
Right.
You've got all these immigrants that are now becoming part of that crazy problem, right? Which I know the people that are going to attack and say, oh, yeah, you don't care about immigrants. That listen, come here the right way, like my grandparents and my great grandparents had to, and then I won't give a fuck. So shut the fuck up. But you're seeing these things turn into just what do they call that, Joe? When you get kicked out of your refugee camps,
Yeah,
right?
refugee camps.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I'm not as intelligent as I make people think. So it's turning into refugee camps, right? And didn't they just recently find a head in the neighborhood?
Yeah, on the west of us, right off Taylor. West, I think it was like off Polk or something, off Taylor, West or Harrison,
I
somewhere
think
over
it was
there.
like Taylor and something right over there. Yeah,
over by like Wood or Damon or something like over there.
Now I can tell you right now, the neighborhood is Little Italy, so the neighborhood's got a history, and there's always been crazy shit that's happened there. But I could tell you right now, I cannot go, and I tried to look. I even asked some of my family members. I cannot remember any time where they have found a head on Taylor Street, right? So even when the mob was there, bro, even when the mob was there, you didn't see heads.
We just got more speed bumps. That's why we got so many speed bumps in the neighborhood now.
Yeah. So I'm kind of curious as to where this is going to go, because I know Trump and him have been at a face-off with this removing immigrant stuff. And I'm not going to lie to you, I'm all for it. I believe that they all should have a chance to come back, right? I'm not saying don't let them come in. I just think that everybody should have to go and do it properly.
So here's another just angle on that one. Not only just doing it properly, but where they're placing them is bothering me. So I have no issue if they're going to be in Chicago and be in Chicago. We've always had homeless, but the problem, my thought is, if you're putting in detrimental cities in the winter, like Chicago, like New York, where yes, I get they're accepting them because a lot of other places aren't, you're almost like wishing death upon them as well, because our winters are so brutal and so cold. You're not even supposed to be outside for long periods of time. So forcing them in these cities outside to live outside in these temperatures is almost like you're trying to dwindle out their population, and you're forcing them in these cities, but at the same time, it's almost like you're wishing death upon them. Like,
well, you're setting them up. Well, basically, you're setting them up for failure in many stretches of the imagination.
Yeah. So at the point is, if you are going to do this and you are going to let them in and set this up, shouldn't you at least do it in an area where they can survive and have a chance to do something? Because now what you're doing is they're only able to function in the spring, the summer, and the fall. You cut out the whole winter. So whether it be working, whether it be doing anything, you close down public facilities in the winter. You close down bathrooms. You close down public showers. They have no place to get ready, no place to get cleaned up. They can't even try and do an hourly job because they can't take care of themselves in winter. They can't travel or do anything. So it basically puts them in this endless cycle of they're stuck in, because of the fact that you remove this period where they can't continue to contain a job in that period, because they're playing catch up. So they're always behind the eight ball, and they're not very able to catch up. And you and I just had conversations about how hard it is to be behind the eight ball in business and work. Yeah. So if you're behind the eight ball in this situation, you're always playing catch up. You literally are just keeping them in this cycle unless they hit it big or hit it off really well with a good, decent paying job that's not minimum wage or below minimum wage off the book cash, right?
Yeah.
Then they're never going to get out. And it's almost like they bank on that, so you get all the labor and the ones you do hire.
All these people, right? They think the Democrats are doing such good shit for them, right? Oh, look at, they're letting me come back in. They're letting me come into the country. But what they don't realize is exactly like you just said. They are setting you up for failure. They don't want you to go find a better job. That's why they give you the free money. So you don't need to go and work. That's why they're passing out the EBT cards and the extra cash and stuff, right? So you don't go and work because you're getting a few $100s every month, right? So you still commit crimes. You still do all this stupid shit that's going on. And then on top of it, they don't need to work for a place to live because they're getting put up in these nice ass hotels, they're getting people government contracts to house them in their buildings and shit like that.
Did you see they're shutting that down, though, at the end of the year for Chicago?
Right way.
Yeah.
They need to.
But they're shutting it all down at the end of the year. And so where are they going to go now? I mean, look at there was the hostels in Greektown and the hotel over there, and all these people who converted apartment buildings like a Section 8 where they're renting it out to the city.
Wait, wait, you witnessed this? I heard about the Greek town stuff.
Yeah,
this is really going on.
Yeah, there's a hostel over there, and they converted it to refugee housing.
The hostel right next to the fucking right by the Zenleaf, right?
Yeah,
I think it's a little bit
on the south side of Jackson. Yeah, right across from Nine Muses, yeah. So that one was converted, and the city was subsidizing the rent for it and giving them massive amounts of money to house them.
Wow.
And that's shutting down at the end of the year. So now,
and this isn't only going on in Chicago, right? This is, I believe you were mentioning like some stuff to me the other day about New York.
New York is the same way, but don't forget when New York, did you see when right after the election took place and happened, New York had a visit from Trump, right? Or a call, whatever, remember that was? And they started shutting down the program. Because it was going to come one way or another. So they cared so much, and then all of a sudden, Trump's like, I'm going to shut this off. They didn't even give him the extra couple of weeks. They started shutting down the program immediately. Chicago's still running it through the end of the year. I don't know. I don't know if there's any changes yet.
Have you heard of what have been some of the downfalls to ending this program in New York? What's going on over there?
I have not been paying attention to it, but
we got to now.
Yeah, we got to. We got to go look into it. But my first thought would be, okay, now let's go to an eviction process, right? What if they don't want to leave because they have nowhere else to go? Now, trickle down economics are going to say shit's going to go uphill on this one, right? It's going to reverse it out. So if they're not going to leave, then the landlord's not going to be able to re-rent it to get money because he's not being subsidized by the government. He's going to have issues paying his bank. His bank loans are going to have issues, and it's just going to keep, basically, you're behind the 8 ball again. And to get somebody out in an eviction process, come on, you know how long that takes. Your family had real estate. But if you're telling a family that was just subsidized for months and months with money and housing that they have to get out with no money and nowhere to go, coming in winter, what happens? Do you think they're going to leave?
No. I'm
not saying it's going to happen. I'm just saying from self-preservation standpoint, if you are a family with kids, I don't blame you. Like, I mean, would you blame them?
No, who wants to leave with their warm place in the middle of a Chicago winter, which we all know is treacherous, right?
As we said, setting them up for failure.
But hey, you know where they should go, Joe, right? Pritzker's got a really nice place in Michigan, right?
Still treacherous in winter.
Yeah, but let them all stay in your house, bud. They deserve the heat, dude.
But wait, stop. Remember, he doesn't finish the bathrooms.
Oh, that scumbag fuck.
You remember that from the Texas?
Yeah. That scummy fuck. So, I mean, if these politicians care about them so much, right? Instead of throwing them out on their ass in the wintertime, right? Shouldn't they let them come to some of their properties that they own? What do you think? Something like that?
Didn't they try that in one of the cities where they started dropping them at their front door?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Governor Abbott, dude. Governor Abbott was like, listen, I'm going to drop them off at Nancy's place. Let them go kick it with you. I'm going to drop them off over here. I'm going to drop them off over there. But then they all started getting mad because they couldn't complain about it, right? Because they're the ones that are helping them come into the country. But what you started to see was like LeBron James had that problem. All these famous people that were advocating for all these immigrants to be here, right? When Governor Abbott started shipping them off, the neighborhoods that they lived in started complaining, like, yo, dude, what the fuck? Like, this is not what it's supposed to be. But, hey, you guys asked for it.
I get it. It's just showing them what they asked for, and they did. But in the end, you got to remember, it's all a political play. They're using them like pawns in a maneuver.
Yeah, but, to be honest with you, Joe, I can't. To say that I feel bad would be true, right? Because human beings are human beings. I don't care where you're from, what color you are. You're a human, right?
Exactly.
We are all humans. But my grandmother and grandfather, my great-grandparents, your grandparents, they had to come here the right way and struggle to build the empires that you see in front of you today, right? That's why our country was so good during those times. Now we're just letting all these people come in, and it's really making our country shitty. So I know people probably take this the wrong way. I don't give a fuck. Send them back. Send them the fuck back. Kids, women, children, fathers. I'm sorry, dude. You guys all gots to go. You guys did not do this properly. You did not do this legally. And I could tell you right now, Joe, Me and you can jump on a plane after this, and we can try to fly to. We can fly to Mexico, and if me and you try to go the wrong way, we're going to jail.
Yeah.
You know that, right?
Yeah, 100%.
So explain to me. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. If we try to do the wrong things coming across the border, me and you got to go to jail. I was fucking born here.
Yeah.
You were fucking born here. Why does it? Sorry, I got cough drop. Why does it?
No, you're still blurry. We should do something about Georgia. It's probably your internet.
It very well might be. We got
So-
like cloudy weather and stuff. So I apologize to everybody that's watching the video, but trust and believe, you guys don't come to see my ugly face. It's just the voice that's sexy. So I got to make sure I keep this motherfucker around there. You know, you don't want to see my ugly mug. But yeah, it bothers me. But I'm glad that they're making the steps towards fixing it.
I honestly wish, though, when they started the steps, they did it in a better season. That's my thing. Like, I get you're doing the steps and I get what you're trying to do because you can't subsidize forever. Our country's in so much fucking debt and our states are in so much debt that they can't afford to keep subsidizing everyone, which is honestly a sad thing. But the problem is, if you're going to do this and end it, at least do it with some human fucking decency and not during winter.
But okay, so here's my rebuttal, dude. Who's not the decent human? The one that set him up for failure, or the one trying to fix the problem?
Well, honestly, everybody in this situation is. It should have never.
Why?
It should have never
Why?
started that way in the first place. They shouldn't have been set up for failure.
So I'm more of a getting to the root of a problem type of guy, right?
Setting them up for failure, you're right, is the evil part they did. And yes, you do have to end the system. I just wish the timing was different, is what I'm saying. It's you ending this system and setup in winter is a horrible situation. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
oh, listen, it's going to be very chaotic. I understand.
it's going to get that.
completely.
I mean, the fact of we might end up finding people in the streets frozen
in the
to
middle
death.
of winter.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I get it. It was done. But here's the thing. Like, for Chicago, don't forget. What I'm saying is, don't forget these protocols and procedures for endings weren't put in by the new administration. They were structured when they brought them in. So they put the end date in place. So
Yeah.
I'm not talking about Trump and the new regime. That has nothing to do with Trump. That was the state of Illinois set up in structure with the city of Chicago.
Oh, so Pillsbury did that.
Or the mayor. Or whatever you want
Pillsbury
to.
or the mayor. The mayor don't do shit anyways. I don't even know his name. So
Brandon,
that motherfucker
Riley,
is
whatever.
useless as a bull with tits. So yeah, so I get what you're
Johnson.
saying. I get 100% what you're saying, dude. You know, you're gonna create, but baby, that's what they want, dude. Chaos. You know what that brings, right? So think about the you ever seen 300?
Yeah.
Okay, so you know how they send the kids out into the wilderness.
Yes.
The Spartans used to send them into it was the dead of winter when they did that, right? Think about what type of mentality that builds.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? You're talking about that beast mentality.
Yeah.
Right? Where it's whatever I need to get my family warm, whatever I need to get my son, my daughter something to eat, whatever needs to happen. So just to use this as an example, right? Even if that means attacking Joseph while he's on his walk, right? Listen, you're going to create a bunch of people that aren't going to have that conscience no more, right? They're not going to think about it. So now you're going to have a bunch of people on the streets in the dead of winter that don't have any idea what to do because, mind you, the money's going to get cut off now too.
Yeah.
Once Trump gets in office, he's not passing out them fucking EBT cards with thousands of dollars on them because you're an immigrant and shit like that, right? So now what are you going to do? You're going to start breaking into houses. You're going to start breaking into buildings. You're going to start hurting people. You're going to start taking things. You're going to create that type of chaos in the streets. And maybe it's on purpose.
Like every systemic issue ever put in by the government.
Jesus fuck, dude. We got to get out of this fucking country. I'm telling you. Dude, the more and more I just have these conversations, I come to more and more a realization that these motherfuckers just don't care no more, dude. And they're not the ones that are suffering.
No.
It's all of us. You know, Governor Pritzker still gets to go to his mansion on the weekends, dude. Nancy Pelosi is still trading options with her husband on a daily basis, checking a bag. All of them, top to bottom, dude. There's so many more.
Yeah, that's why Snowpiercer, that movie and that show, was such an effective thing because it showed how that classism and that setup, like creates this like hostility where if this is all you know and all you have, it's like where's to go? Like what you're only going to go further down to the bottom. You can't. If you're at the bottom, you have nothing left to lose. All you do is go up.
So now another question, just to ask you, what do you think this does? Does any of this immigration stuff have anything to do with the cannabis industry? You think is there any downfall? Does it change the black market? Anything like that? Are they bringing in more weed because there's more immigrants here? Black market stuff like that.
Well, let's be very honest. The black market now is just the players that can't sell it out to dispensaries because of all the regulations that are being done improperly. Like
True
look,
facts.
yeah. So the black market used to come in from the cartels and everybody else, but now the black market are just actual operators who can't survive in the dispensary level businesses due to how the big can of players are squeezing them out.
Yeah,
So,
because they can't get the licensing, they can't get the permits.
Yeah,
they
you
can't
heard
get the
you heard the Zaza Land interview with Big Zaza.
Yes,
Did he
I did.
not say he used to buy it out the back door from the big players in Illinois?
Mm-hmm.
He said he bought it right out the back door of the fucking the operators in Illinois. Now their stuff is such crap because, as we said, economies of scale. They're fucking everything up. He's getting it. He's getting it from Oklahoma. Remember? Didn't he say it was Oklahoma he was getting it from? I believe.
I believe so.
Yeah, he said he's buying his product from Oklahoma operators because they would let him work with the strains, and he brought stuff from California to crossbreed to get a strain he liked for his Zazilla brand, and that brand is what he spreads out between Chicago and New York City, where he's allowed to sell it and push it. Even in dispensaries, you heard in New York, in the dispensaries, he's pushing it, and they're letting him push this illegal black market stuff that's being grown by a licensed operator in Oklahoma. Who needs a black market coming in with cartels when the big canna is the black market just making money on both ends of the spectrum?
Yeah, because that's the same situation in Cali too, right? So when I did my little tour of all them grows in Cali a few years back, one of the dispensaries and growers told me that, hey, listen, what you see going on here isn't anywhere near compared to what it's really like. There's more shit going out the back door. There's more shit going out the back door off them shelves than there is on the shelves, because I guess at the time, my understanding was that a lot of the people that grow the weed and stuff like that in Cali, a lot of those major growers, those people don't believe in the system in California. They're very much against it. Like I know the Juarez cartel was, I'm not going to drop no names, but a couple people that I was dealing with.
Oh my God, look, he's going black.
A couple of people I was dealing with over there, they were tapped in with those people, right? And they didn't condone the way the state was handling things. So are we going to create a situation like that in Illinois?
And that's the problem. And it's already being created. That's the issue. He literally told us that's how it's already being run and done. It's just
so we're legitimately right now, we're creating the same type of black market ass fluky situation that every state that has come before Illinois is dealing with.
100% we are. And you'll love this, by the way, because I did finance and VC before. I worked with, I'm not going to say names or whatever, but I was working with a cannabis company out in California, trying to get them financed, and their numbers never added up and made sense. I'm going through it. I'm doing it through the license count. I'm doing it through the plan count. I'm doing the square footage. Nothing added up. And this is before I went full on in cannabis. And I finally got him on the phone. I'm like, dude, we got to go through this. These numbers don't make sense. He goes, oh, I just showed you my book numbers. I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, I have giant property. In the back of my property, I have this much square footage for black market to go out the back door. That's how I'm covering the overhead. That's why I'm running at a loss on my books, but I'm actually profiting this amount a year.
Yeah. And that's a lot. We very well listen. I went and met a big player down there when I was doing the grow stuff in Illinois, right? Which I got fucked out of. But when I went and met this guy, he did the same thing. So he ran a bounty hunting, like a bail bondsman company.
Like Dog?
Yeah, like Dog the bounty hunter. But he also had like dispo weed, right? But where he took us was a giant field, and he said, this is the black market shit. Yep. This is where we make our money.
And that's how they're doing it. So, I mean, if you think about it, like, for example, in the books, like in Illinois, in Michigan, from what I'm familiar with, they were allowed to give a certain amount of free product to employees and put it in the system, right? So they're allowed to do for losses and spoilage and write off by what they give away. So let's just say a company isn't stingy and not giving their employees anything. Some give, some don't, you know what I mean? But what if you mark all this product that you're giving away for free to your hundreds and hundreds of employees as giveaways, yet then it's just going out the back door for sales? So
Ooh.
you're rigging the seed to sale system because you're allowed a certain cap of a max of what you can give to each employee. You can record in the books that you're giving that max to each employee every month, and it's just going
Yeah.
out the back door. Employees aren't the wiser. They're not looking at the books. I mean, look at me right now. They won't even show me my own tax returns that I'm listed on because they put stuff on there that probably I am not supposed to see.
Ooh, them sly dogs, but don't worry.
We'll get them.
Yeah, we'll definitely get them. We'll
And
definitely get them.
what is
Man,
it?
that's a crazy fucking man. I'm telling you, I love when you put it into perspective that way, Joe. I love when you. I mean, it really breaks it down so that the listeners and stuff can kind of get a better grasp of the situation. And trust and believe, guys. If you don't got a grasp on it here of what he's talking about, jump on his LinkedIn. You'll get a grasp. You'll get a grasp of what he's talking about here, dude. This is daily conversation.
And don't forget, this is every industry. I just like to relate it to stuff that I'm familiar with that I could talk to more, but I'm familiar with most industries out there due to my finance work. So there's an industry, and you show me the issues, I'll draw you the threats.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Speaking of threats, right? We're gonna do a little pivot here, my boy, and I'm gonna.
I mean, like, look at how much we ranted and raved on these. We're just finding our grooves on this stuff lately.
So I gotta walk myself back. You know, I'm gonna always do that, right? I always gotta walk myself back when I'm wrong, right? So I believed that this United Healthcare stuff was done with a purpose, right? Which,
right,
as of right now, his manifesto was released. He says he acted alone. So I'm gonna walk myself back. I was wrong about that, but it's still not proven. Allegedly, he acted alone.
just like the shooter for Trump, right? The little kid.
Yeah, 100%. Allegedly, he acted alone. So I'll walk myself back until I get some more facts because I go based off of what I'm seeing as being told as facts and what I can find. And supposedly he said that he acted alone. Right.
And my guy Luigi, if you were going to go down, at least you should have taken down one of the competitors with him and said they paid you.
Yeah, right.
Been a real CEO killer.
And listen, why didn't you give us a buzz? You know what I'm saying? We would have effed around with you slightly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, man? We would have got you in tune. Your message would have got out there.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm kind of curious other people's take on this. So if anybody, drop a comment, ask a question. I want to see where you guys are coming on this. I want to know what you guys think about this. I mean, it's a fucked up situation. I seen the video of them taking him in jail, dude. Yeah. Dude's obviously got something on his mind.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. Because
I don't think they're going to let him speak.
No, they were throwing him in the jail.
They're not going to let him speak.
He was screaming shit. He was screaming. He said, now supposedly he says that they planted the evidence on him. He's screaming that they planted the evidence on him. But then in the same breath, you find a manifesto where he takes responsibility for his actions and solely does it. So, dude's probably got some mental instability, right? He's probably fucked up in the head. He's probably low-key, this is definitely a shot, he's probably a fucking liberal. So
he's also an Ivy League graduate.
Well, definitely a liberal. We all know that most of them people, that's not everybody, most of them people aren't all fucking there. So, you got a bunch of mixed signals coming from dude. I acted alone, but they planted evidence on me. He went in, he left a really large comment on what's his name's book on his Amazon. He left Ted Kaczynski. Am I pronouncing his name correctly? The Unabomber, is that his name?
Oh, I thought it was the Unibrow guy because they both got that.
Yeah, no. He went on Amazon and left a long review on Ted Kaczynski's book sale because obviously Ted Kaczynski wrote a book. He went and left a long ass comment, which once again was calling people to hurt people and stuff like that. So, these situations just keep getting crazier and crazier. And as things start to come to light, we're definitely going to bring it to light on F'nAround in the morning.
And if you want to do it the right way, our mics aren't silenced. Our mics aren't ghosted. And if you want to get someone Luigi, drop their information. We'll draw some strings. Give us some evidence. We'll happily talk about it. We like this.
And remember, man, my boy Vadim Glozman at Glozman Law is one of the best attorneys in the country. So, Luigi, if you're hearing this and you need an attorney, dude,
he's got an attorney. He kind of reminded me of Joe Pesci and My Cousin Vinny.
No, from My Cousin Vinny, knock it the fuck off.
Yeah, you should go watch the little interview of him doing it. He's a funny guy, laughing. He goes, "You see this? This is the evidence in front of me. Nothing. I got no evidence. What am I supposed to talk about?"
He's winning, bro. He won. Let him out. Let him out. They put the guy. They put a little Joe Pesci on him.
Yeah, it looks like a little. Yeah. Speaking of winning, who are we spotlighting today?
Man, dude. So this is all on you, my boy. This is all on you. I'm gonna let you know. I seen something on your Instagram, and it really resonated with me because she's a part of that group that you were that you put me in tune with the artist, right?
On LinkedIn with Legacy.
Yeah, with the Legacy group. I'm sorry, I totally forgot about it. My bad. But Rashana, I mean, dude, another great piece of information, right? And she talks about fuck around and find out season, and that's what we're all about here, man. And the way that you two connected on that post, dude, I want to see more shit like that. So major shout out to the Legacy group and Rashana over there. I believe they all call her Shauna, so sorry if I butchered your name. It's not done on purpose. But Joe, how has it been being in touch with those people? Because you introduced me to the guys at the Legacy group.
Yeah, I mean, it's great getting in tune with them. They've definitely helped out the podcast. We've had some great interviews with them. We have
got some great music. Rio's got some great music, dude.
And so I'm loving getting in tune with them. They're helping with the growth. We're helping them spread their message. And I mean, honestly, if it wasn't for the podcast, we wouldn't be sitting here right now either.
No, 100%.
Between the podcast and us ranting and raving on LinkedIn, that's why we're here.
And, maybe it might be worth it, dude. It might be worth it to talk to her about Prentice. Right? Yep. Not saying, I mean, she probably can't do anything like directly because she really takes care of the Legacy group and stuff like that. So it's more of like when you get out, right? But I know that like Rio swore by the program. Yeah. Remember when we talked to Rio? Rio said it was one of the best things that's ever happened to him. So, huge shout out to the Legacy group and Shauna over there, dude. We need more people like you. I don't care what your political stance is. I don't care if you're a Democrat or a Republican. Or
you're a Ron Swanson libertarian because Ron Swanson was the GOAT.
Yeah. We don't care about that. What I care about is your actions and how you are as a human being and an individual. And anybody doing the work that she's trying to do is not easy because helping out felons when they get out can probably be some of the roughest shit to do because they're just so hard to get adapted back to the world, right? But you've spoke very highly, and I've gotten in tune with these people that you've sent me from that group, and it's been a pleasure working with them and getting to know their music, a couple of them and stuff like that. So major shout out to them, dude. We fucking appreciate you guys doing what you're doing. If you guys would like to get on the episode and talk a little bit about the Legacy group, I could tell you right now, I would love to fucking do it. I love helping felons, dude. I love helping felons. I wish that I had people like myself trying to help me when I got out. And when I did have that support net around me in 2019, I'm still home now. No parole, no trouble. No run-ins with the police. I don't do drugs no more. I don't party no more. I'm a family man. I got a horrible fucking mouth, and I swear like a truck driver. But if that's the worst I do these days, I'm happy.
Yeah, I know we're at the end, but it's kind of funny. You should actually talk to Brittany about that. She tried to do a project where she got a housing development for them put up together in Chicagoland area to put the felons in to help them redevelop them and train them and get them back into society. Found the property, started working on permits, trying to do that. And then all of a sudden they started pulling her permits, pulling her grants, pulling her stuff because the people didn't want that near them.
Well, that's actually a problem that you have a lot. So one thing before we wrap up, you can't, with certain crimes, dude, you can't just parole anywhere, right? Yep. So you won't get released if you're not paroled. If your parole site isn't proper and done, they will hold you because in most cases in Illinois, you're doing a percentage of your time. So technically that's considered good time.
You know what they said? It was because of air quality because it was near an industrial park. So the air quality, because the air quality of the area through this industrial building and the businesses there was not safe for them to live near. Yet there were schools closer to them than the building.
Well, we all know CPS don't care about the school, don't care about the kids, dude. So I remember I used to watch the kids during COVID, dude. They used to have them kids eating fucking lunch outside in the wintertime at Sheridan Park in jackets and hats.
Yeah, they don't care about anything.
They don't care about the kids. It's just about whatever fat ass and the mayor's going to give them for grant money and shit.
But with that being said, thank you again for effing around with us in the morning. We'll be back tomorrow. This is Joe.
Hey, it's JJ. Everybody have a great day. Thanks for kicking it with us.
for effing around with us in the morning.
See you tomorrow morning.
All right, see you tomorrow morning.
Effing around, start the day. Lesson breaks, we got something to say. Feel the beat, the energy rise. It's morning mayhem, no surprise. We're effing around, sun's up, it's true. Morning vibes just for you.
Sounds good.